Right, today we're going to talk about wireless LAN configurations. How do you configure wireless local area network? The last time we talked about it in theory. So these are the expected topics. The remote site wireless LAN configuration, configure a basic wireless LAN on the wireless controller. And then you also configure the security and then troubleshoot the wireless LAN issues. Remote site wireless LAN configurations. First, we look at this. This picture you are seeing here is an example of a wireless router, okay, that is used to connect clients. Okay, this is mostly, you will probably see this in homes or small offices can use this wireless router to connect users, wireless clients. So it is an integrated router. You can see behind it, you also have ports here. So it is an integrated router. It can also connect, apart from the wireless component, you can also connect wired clients. You can connect your clients through this port using a cable. It's also possible, okay? So it acts as a switch at the same time, a router, okay? This wireless router will also provide security. It will also provide security. It will also provide DHCP services, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, and also NAT, that is Network Address Translation. We will look at NAT in detail, and also quality of services. Okay. So this router here, in terms of DSL, I mean, normally if you are conversant with GAMTEL or QCell setup, our engineers will have to go with this router, configure it at your premises. Or sometimes you can pre-configure it in the office before deploying it to the customer. So to configure this wireless router is simple. You can try it if you have Wi-Fi in your houses. First, what you need to do is you have to log into the GUI. Okay, you have to log in. Let's say if you look at the back of the router, most of the time you will find, you will find a particular IP
your line
address.
is breaking.
Pardon?
Your line is breaking. I can't get it.
It's breaking, right? Can you hear me now? Hello? 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 Amanda? So what I was saying is if you look at the backside of the router, most of the time you will find an IP address there. Okay, you find an IP address, so you can power on the router, connect to it, connect to the wireless router using your phone or your laptop. Normally you will find a default password to access it, or you can use a cable, connect to it, and enable your router on DHCP so that you can have access. So you just open a browser, let's say Firefox or Google Chrome, type the IP address that you find at the back of router. But in most cases, it is 192.168.1.1. Then you have to enter your username and password. That information will also be at the back of the router, or you can even Google it if you don't see it at the back. You can look at the mark and model of the router and Google it from Google. Then you connect there, then you will have access to configure that wireless router. It's not something difficult. You can see the steps here. Basic network setup, and then you log into the router from the browser. You can change the default administrative password, log in with the new password, change the DHCP, renew the IP address, and log into the router with the new IP address. You can do all this basically maybe for security reason, change all the default settings. Because if you don't change the default settings, this default information is known to most people. So the moment somebody have access to your wireless router, that person can change all these settings and then will be in control of your device. So you have the basic wireless setup. Basic wireless setup will include what? The default VLAN. It is also going to change the network mode, identifying the 802.1.11 standard. You can also configure the SSID, that is the name of the wireless. You can also change the channels to avoid overlapping. You can also configure the security settings, and then you can put a password to the security. So this one is configuring a wireless mesh network in a small or home office environment. If you want to extend the range, like your wireless, the range for the wireless, for the indoor, I mean, like approximately 45 meters and outdoor for approximately 90 meters. You want to extend that range. You can create a mesh one. You can create another. You can put another access point and connect it to the previous one to be able to extend the, I mean, the wireless coverage. Um, Wireless routers also have the capability of network address translation, IPv4. They have that capability to translate the public IP addresses into private IP addresses. You can see this is the IP address here, 209.165.20.11. This is the public IP. So there should be some form of NAT to be able to translate all the private IPs to the public IP. Here you have reconnect. Here you have series of devices that will be using private IPs, and they have to be translated to this public IP to be able to access the internet. You can also configure the quality of settings here. So quality of settings means you'll be able to create certain traffic types such as videos and voice to be given priority, over, data. You also have the port forwarding capabilities, whereas routers typically block UDP and TCP ports to prevent unauthorized access. So you can do port forwarding. Port forwarding is a rule-based method. Yeah.